In all this excitement about the iPhone 8, we've kind of forgotten about the Apple Watch coming out. There is, pretty sure we're confirmed now, Apple Watch Series 3 coming out in September. And a lot of us aren't really sure what they're actually bringing to it. The first video I did this year was just my wish list for it. I said I'd like some thinner bezels, maybe a thinner watch itself. I don't know, if you figure out how to put fingerprint readers onto screens, put it on that screen, then no more passcode, but kind of sounds like they're going through a lot of trouble through that, so maybe don't do that. Passcode's great, just keep that, just get the product out in time. But there's one report I've seen pop up a couple of times that sounds pretty tricky, sounds kind of scary, but if they figure out a way to make it work, it'd be kind of exciting. It's the idea that diabetics could actually check their blood, as diabetics have to do pretty regularly, from the watch themselves, which could make things a lot easier. They didn't have to bring around that whole needle kit or what other pieces of technology they have if they just had a watch that was smart enough to check their blood, look at the sugar levels, and then tell them if they needed to take a dosage or not. But that's really scary, because to check your blood, this means technology has to be injected inside of you. How do you make that? And how do you make that easy and comfortable? Well, of all products to do it, it would make sense it would be the Apple Watch. That's something that's on you. But I do think that since this is kind of a very narrowed demographic, because, you know, not everyone needs to check their blood, I don't think this will be a one feature that's on all the Apple Watch Series 3s. No. This is going to be a selective accessory that's either built into the Apple Watch itself, or, I haven't seen this proposed yet, this is entirely just a concept idea, what if they built it into the Apple Watch band? That way you don't have to manufacture a very specific type of Series 3 watch. You just have to manufacture a particular watch band that transfers data to your Apple Watch. How? Through that secret port they keep covering up. They put it on both the Series 2 and the Series 1, or Generation 0. It's this little port on there that is capable of transferring data and power, but Apple doesn't really let anyone use it, and they don't really talk about it. It's just kind of hidden there, maybe in the hopes that one day these watch bands will be capable of delivering data if you ever needed to have, like, functional watch bands, more than just fashion. This watch band on the inside of it could have tiny little pricks that when it's time to check, they just very quickly needle you and then go back in and then analyze the blood, which I can't imagine that feeling good, but maybe they can make them so small and so insignificant it's not that painful, and then that would just be so convenient to check your blood that way. And perhaps this isn't just for diabetics. You know, Apple cares a lot about health. Perhaps there are lots of other blood diseases where they need to be monitored and checked on a regular basis, and this could be an efficient way of doing that. To me, it would just make a lot more sense to make it an accessory to the Apple Watch rather than completely remanufacture the way the Series 3 watch is made, just so that those people who use those features can have that advantage. Like, I don't think this is going to be an everyone accessory. Now, of course, this is going to be really hard for people to get on board with. Apple has made the most personal device yet, and now they're going to try to make it go in you. Yeah, that's not going to sell well. Introducing the Apple Watch Series 3.
It'll eat your heart out.
Then you got to worry about the whole thing of error. What if something went wrong? What if the pins injected themselves and then didn't come back out? What if you got on an endless loop and they were stabbing you repeatedly? I can see the reports now. Apple Watch Series 3 cuts man's arm off. What happens if the Apple Watch is placed in the wrong place? Like if you put the part that has the pins on it on an artery? Yeah, the list of ways this can go wrong is pretty endless. But even Google passed some patents on how they could safely and very carefully check blood on people wearing a watch with the hardware inside it. So maybe there's a clever way to do this. Because, you know, the worst thing ever would be if a kid took it, was playing with the watch and put it over his face and then hit check blood, so it stabbed his eyes out. Yeah, don't want that to happen, right? Let's just hope Apple is thinking all this through. And of course, this is just a concept. This might not happen at all. The biggest new thing on the Series 3 is probably gonna be LTE cellular connectivity, so you can take the watch outside of range of the iPhone, which I'm not that excited for. I'd be surprised if they changed the design of it at all. I'm sure Series 3 is gonna be a mildly basic upgrade. What else would you like to see on the Series 3 Apple Watch? Let me know in the comments below. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.